Hi, this is Angie Schmucker with Schmucker Advising, back to talk more about board roles and responsibilities for nonprofit organizations. As I've mentioned in other videos, I've served on a lot of boards, and while I've been through orientations about the nonprofit, I've often not been through orientations about what my role is as a board member. So consider this an orientation to what it means to be a board member. Let's talk a little bit about what some of the most important jobs of a board member are. This may overlap a bit with the duty of care, duty of loyalty, and duty of obedience in our other videos, but these are the most important roles and responsibilities. First, you're the boss for the CEO, so it is your job to recruit, to hire, to manage, to review, to retain, to compensate, to and potentially fire the CEO. It is not your job to hire, fire, retain, do those things for any other employees. The CEO, that's the only one that you manage. The CEO manages everyone else. It is their job to handle everyone else. You manage just the CEO. So it's really the most important thing you can do. That is why, like in your local school board, that the most important thing that they talk about is hiring the superintendent. That is why in some cities, the city council, the most important thing that they can do is hire the city manager. They're the boss. So you're the boss for the nonprofit CEO. Now, sometimes the nonprofit, the founder is there. So obviously you're the founder's boss. And that takes a little nuancing. But for nonprofits that have been around a long time, and nonprofits where perhaps the founder is not running the organization anymore, you are there to hire and fire and manage and retain the CEO. There's a lot involved there. One thing that I find nonprofits don't do, or nonprofit boards don't do, including boards that I've been on, is they don't review the CEO every year. Some places I've been to, the CEO doesn't have a job description. So one of the great things that you can do when you join a board is ask to see the CEO's job description. If there isn't one, help the CEO get a job description, a relevant job description. It's really easy to come up with one. AI can help you. Certainly our organization, Schmucker Advising, can help you. And certainly the CEO can help you edit anything that you find, right? Make sure it's the work they're actually doing. The board, it is their job to review and approve this job description and make sure that this job description is what you want the CEO to do. So the CEO often should be out in the community, making partnerships, raising money, managing the organization, managing the budget, managing the team. There are lots of things depending on the size of the organization, right? So it is your job to review that person. So they should have goals every year, and you should be reviewing them on their ability and attainment of those goals. Have they met those goals? Have they fulfilled their job description? How are they coming on the strategic plan of the organization? They're the ones that ultimately have that responsibility. And then, do they deserve a raise? Are you giving them a raise? Are they being compensated fairly versus everyone else in your community of a like organization, like size, like assets, like number of employees, and like field? Are you paying them? If not, how are you going to get them to be paid fairly and competitively? Are you giving them a bonus this year? Do they have benefits? These are all decisions of the board. These are critical decisions because if you don't do these things, guess what? Just like you would if you weren't getting a review every year, if you weren't getting feedback every year, if you weren't being competitively compensated, you would leave. Your CEO will too. And then you know whose problem it is? It's the board's. So that to me is always the most important job. Get the best CEO you can, keep them happy. Another important job, and depends on whether you're really like a humanities-oriented person like I am, or a financial-oriented person like everyone else in my household. If you're a numbers-oriented person, the most important job are those resources, those financial resources. So you're going to be looking at the budget every year, and you're going to be looking at the actual, not just the budget, but budget to actual, and how are you doing. So you review and approve the budget, and then you're looking at the expenses and the revenue every year. So how is revenue doing versus budget? So budget isn't just expenses, by the way. Budget is the revenue that you're expecting to come in, and how are you doing on that? How's your organization doing? And how are the expenses? And how is the CEO doing on making those decisions? And where do you have to help the CEO in making those decisions and helping them with that revenue coming in and those expenses? The last thing then, really, that I find is the most critical, and it leans a little bit towards my background in strategy, but really is going to be the most important thing that you can do for the future of the organization, is make sure that you're setting the strategic direction, that you're giving guidance. So you may be involved in the strategic plan. You may just set strategic direction. You may approve the strategic plan, whatever it is, that you should be involved in guiding the organization ahead to the future. What is the strategic plan? Are we fulfilling the mission? You should be reviewing and approving that every year, affirming the vision and the mission, and talking and making sure that all of the decisions that you make are in alignment with that strategy, with that plan for the future. So, 3 most important jobs in Angie Schmucker's mind for a board are taking care of the CEO, hiring, firing, retaining, paying, all the things you can do there. Taking care of the resources, especially the money, watching them as compared to your budget, as compared to your plan, and setting the strategy for the future, making sure that you are making progress on those things and affirming the direction, and make sure everything that you do is in alignment with that. In our next couple of videos, you'll hear more about other roles and responsibilities, super important as well. Your expertise may align with these, and that may be one of the key reasons that you're on the board. So stay tuned, subscribe to our channel at Schmucker Advising, and follow us on other social media platforms, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, or check out our website as well, at Schmucker Advising. Our website is schmuckeradvisinggroup.com. Love to see you. Thanks. Bye-bye.